welcome back to my stream, my channel, whatever. Hope you are liking my videos, subscribing, whatever, comment, whatever. Check out the last video where I discuss Love is Blind season 10 episode 1 through 6. Today I'm going to be discussing episode 7. Yeah, I was gonna actually watch all 3 and then come and react, but I was like, you know what, it's a lot to unpack in episode 7, so let's just get right to it. Okay, so let me tell you the notes I have taken. Okay, but I do want to log into my computer first, so just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second, because it was a lot to get into. Hold up. Okay, well, first off this episode was about them moving in together, like into their actual home. So after honeymoon, they move into their own little apartment, right? And then they also visit each other's homes, like actual homes, or tour their house or whatever. So the woman or the new wife will go to the new husband's house, the new husband will go to her house, whatever, see how they living, you know. And also in this episode, they are meeting the parents. Okay, so just before we get into that, I just want to go over a few things about who's coupled up and about their deal breakers on why I think they may or may not stick together, or this may be a problem in the relationship. This is clear as day. They have said it already, so it's kind of not even like predictions, but whatever. So first we have Vic and Christine, and I think the deal breaker is going to be the race. Okay, Emma and Mike, excuse me, the deal breaker is clearly kids. Okay, Jordan and Amber, the deal breaker, I feel like because Amber has a daughter, I feel like that may be overwhelming for Jordan, so kind of like kids. And I think that Jordan is a bit insecure. Bree and Connor, she wants Chris, so that's the deal breaker. She don't want Connor like that, she wants Chris. Alex and Ashley, I think their relationship is too sexual. Okay, deal breaker. And you know what, I'm just gonna wait till I get into Alex about what I think about him, but let's keep going. Chris and Jessica, she is out of his league, just point blank period. Devontae and Brittany, I put insecurity and no chemistry. Okay, they're not each other's type. That could be a deal breaker, or the chemistry or whatever. But I don't know, this episode, they kind of showed a little more, you know, intimacy, and not really like in a sexual way, but in an emotional way, kind of. Yeah, okay, so let me see. So it's move-in day. Jessica and Chris, we start off with them, and they don't do a tour, but they show them moving in. Okay, things seem kind of too good to be true with Jessica and Chris. Like, they're having good banter, like natural conversation. The conversation doesn't seem forced. I do feel like she's a bit worried about where they will be, you know, in the future, or like months from now, or, you know, if I feel she has worries. She's not really saying it outright, but I think that she does. Also, I was getting distracted by the makeup on her eyelashes. Like, okay, you see, if I look down, you see there's nothing on my eyelash. She had like mad like white stuff on her eyelashes. I'm like, is she not gonna take, you can't see that? You're not gonna clean that shit off? Like, girl, what the hell? What the hell? But I was distracted by that. And I don't know, I feel like I don't have much to say about them. I just feel like the connection is a little bit too good to be true. Like, I don't think that they're gonna say yes at the altar. I really don't. I really don't. I think that I think Jessica may say yes and Chris will say no. Rarely enough. Actually, I'm lying. I think Chris will say yes and Jessica might say no. Because Chris seems like he's just so ready. Like, he is acting as if he met the love of his life, honestly. He's like, oh, when I picture life, I only see you. Or I envisioned you. And it's like, really? Did you? Did you really? Okay. Whatever. Okay, move-in day for Ashley and Alex. Alex calls his mom and tells her how he just got married and, you know, meet my fiance. He has her on the phone, and the mom to me didn't really sound excited. It kind of was like, oh, you got married? Well, yeah, nice to meet you, I guess. Yeah, I'm happy for you. Okay, you can visit, but I won't be there because I'm out of town. I was getting a sense of that he don't really talk to his mom like that. Because the mom was saying how she's traveling and she got a new job, and he was like, oh, I didn't even know she got a new job. I didn't even know she was interviewing, and I don't even know she was this and that. It's like, you ain't know shit about your mama because you don't talk to your mama. Clearly, you don't talk to your motherfucking mom. I feel like you just call her to have a moment, and what else is a mother gonna say to a son that she haven't talked to in a while, and he just calls and say, oh, hey, meet my fiance? Of course you're gonna say, oh, well, congratulations, I'm happy for you, it's your kid, right? But this also played into my thoughts on him, because I feel like, okay, just like how he met his dad, right? He said he met his dad at 25 years old, and then, okay, let me roll it back. Let me roll it back. I'm not gonna get too deep. I'm gonna just read what I have here on the paper, and we just gonna go from there, okay? Yeah. So it seems like she's always on the road, or she's also on the road just like he is. She's always gone. She got a new job, so she won't be in town, or she won't be at her home state. So Alex kind of was like surprised. It's like he just was finding out, just as the audience was finding out. And then I put not willing to move where she wants. Yeah, okay, so Alex was saying like how he'll move anywhere, and he has a few places in mind. Like he'll move to Arizona for sure, and I want to say, I don't think it was Florida. It was Arizona and somewhere. He said, oh, for sure, those are my places that I want to move. And then Ashley asked him like, oh, well, will you move to, you know, where I'm from? He was like, absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm like, damn, no compromise at all. Like, but you want her to just go with what you say. Red flag. And I was getting a sense, I feel like he will leave her at any moment. Like, I feel like he is so like he's so up and ready to leave and up and ready to go and start over, that if she doesn't decide to move somewhere with him, he would just leave. I don't think he's gonna sit around and wait for this girl at any point in his life or any point of the relationship, if they did continue to be married or whatever. I put he's not afraid to leave. Yet Ashley is the total opposite. She wants to be closer to her family. She doesn't want to just up and leave and be on the go. She says she's interested in traveling, but she also want to have a home near her family. So that already is going to be a problem. So location and traveling, that's going to be a problem in their relationship. That's what I should have put as a deal breaker, but I didn't. Okay. Then we're moving on to Emma and Mike. So they're moving in. I put Mike has probably lived alone for a long time. Okay, so I wrote that before he literally spoke it out his mouth. He was like, yeah, I never really lived with anyone other than my family. I never really lived with a woman full time. Like, I always lived by myself. And I was getting that sense because he was getting upset and like you could just tell when somebody's just used to having their own space. They used to having things a certain way. And if somebody comes in that space and, you know, they leave a toothbrush here, they leave clothes here, or they hang up the hangers this way instead of that way, like, you know, it's little things that would irritate them, because it's like, this is my home, you're invading my home, and now I'm irritated. And that's what it was given. Like, he was just so irritated by every little thing that she did, every little thing she said while they was there. I was like, yeah, he ain't never lived with nobody. He ain't never lived with no woman, nothing. Okay. I put he was very irritated, which I understand. Like, you know, if you always used to living alone and somebody just come into your space, it is irritating. It takes time to like learn each other and, you know, understand and compromise within the home. You know, who's gonna clean, who's gonna do this, who's gonna do that, or let's make the bed every day. Like, it's little stuff. Okay. I put hopeful for the altar. So yeah, Emma, I feel like she's hopeful for the altar. Mike, I feel like he's more, yes, you miss, period. I feel like Mike, I feel like he is forcing he's forcing the relationship to the altar. Like, and I feel like he's doing that because I think Mike is in competition with his friends, because the first thing he said was like, yeah, all my friends are having kids and I want to have a family, and my friends are getting married, and this about my friends. It's like, so what? And so since your friends having kids, you got to have kids? Like, I feel like he's alone, he's single, and he's lonely, and he needs to get to that altar to marry somebody to end up having kids so he can have his happily ever after before he's too old, before he dies alone. He don't want to die alone. That's the sense that I'm getting from him. Okay. And then he also talked about he doesn't want Emma to resent their child if they were to have one, if she had a child with him and then later regretted it. Okay. And it's like, you're saying that, but you're also trying to force her to say that she want kids. Like, she already told you she don't want to have her own kids. She will adopt. Like, that was her compromise right there. I don't want to have kids, but I will adopt. And you sitting there talking about something, oh, well, you know, kids are my thing. Like, I definitely want kids, but I don't want you to resent me, and I don't want you to resent the decision. Well, stop trying to force her to have kids. I'm confused. It's only like, they probably were like 3 weeks within the experiment. It's like, and you still talking about kids? Slow your roll. Calm the hell down. Okay. What else about Mike? I don't know. I feel like he was getting angry. Like, he was getting a little angry. And I think that his expectations are a little bit unrealistic. Okay, that's what I will say too. Okay, Amber and Jordan. I think their interaction was a little bit awkward. They did the house tour. Hold on, did I write that down? When they did their house tour? Yeah. But before they got to the house tour, they had like a little like a emotional type of conversation, talking about her daughter and meeting her, and also about her always wanting to be loved and just having somebody. And I said that in the first video. Like, I feel like Amber just loves the way that Jordan loves her or admires her or treats her and cares for her. You know, it doesn't seem like she's used to that. You can tell. But like, she was talking, and then I don't know, it was just like an awkward exchange, and the way that he like touched her and grabbed her and just brought her head, and she was trying to like figure out how to lay on his chest. It was a little awkward. But also I feel like the editing, they edited a couple of parts out of them talking. Like, you can just tell. Okay. And also I didn't like the fact that she was saying how she told her daughter she got a ring from a boy. Like, I didn't like how she referred to Jordan as a boy, you know? Like, you're not, instead of saying like, yeah, a man gave me one, or this man, not this boy. I don't know. Maybe that was like kind of trying to sugarcoat it for her daughter, but it's like, I don't know. I didn't like that. Okay. All right. So Bree and Connor. Oh my God. Bree gets on my goddamn nerves. Can we just say that? I feel like Bree has high expectations for the relationship. And she was saying things like, yeah, I hope I'm gonna say yes at the altar. Like, girl, what? Like, she was really just pissing me off. And I feel like she set Connor up. I feel like she's setting Connor up for failure because she know Connor is not all of what she desires. And it's like she's I don't know. I feel like, how can I say it? It's kind of like she knows this guy is not for her, but then she sets the expectation so high that she knows that he's not gonna meet, but she comes down on him purposely. Like, it's like, why did you even choose him then? Like, why did you do that? I feel like deep down too, she wants a serious connection. She wants a deep connection. I don't think she's getting either two from Connor. Connor, I feel like he needs to grow up a little bit, you know? And at first, the banter was cute in the pods, but now that they're in the home and out of the pods and face to face, it's kind of like, all right, I'm a grown-ass woman, and you need to get in line. I need a husband, okay? And I was getting that Connor likes Bree more than her, more than she likes him, clearly. Because when he was talking about his feelings and stuff, she was just like looking at him like, and then she did like that fake smile like, and it was like, girl, this man is kind of like pouring his heart out to you. Why are you just sitting there not saying nothing? And you staring into space, you looking over his head, it don't even seem like you're interested in the conversation. But she did go on to respond to him and said like, oh, you know, I can envision us doing this and going to the park and being around family and this and that. And it's like, it started to sound like, what? Like you just want to parade Connor around. Like, you just want to parade him around your family and friends to show that you have a man, or that you're married, or, you know, you have someone that loves you more, like loves you so much, but you don't really like him like that. Like, I feel like it's just for the image. Like, that's what it was giving me. But, you know, I could be wrong, but I don't really think I am. I don't really think I am. This is my opinion. I don't think I'm wrong at all. I just feel like she wants the marriage for show. Period. And I think that she's going to break Connor's heart. I think she's going to get to that altar and she's going to tell him no. Because she kept saying like, oh, well, like, you know, I hope to say yes. Like, I want it to be like 100% yes when I get to that altar. And it's like, let's be real. You ain't developed that deep connection enough to even get to that point. Like, you know you haven't. So why are you trying to act like, why are you saying that? Why are you saying that? Like, why are you saying that? Especially when y'all just came off the honeymoon, and just like a week ago or a couple days ago, you were saying how you want to see Chris again. You want to see Chris for the third time. You want to talk to Chris for the third time. And you over here talking about something. Well, yeah, when we get to the altar, like, we need to say yes. Like, I need to say yes. Like, and then Connor's sitting there like, yeah, like, you know, once we marry, it's a hell. Like, we ain't going nowhere. We not leaving each other, nothing. I'm like, damn, that sounds a little scary. Sound a little bit miserable to me. Like, who y'all trying to convince? Who y'all trying to prove that the relationship is gonna work? Who y'all trying to prove that to? Like, no, if it don't work, y'all need to leave, not stay. Y'all need to leave. I just didn't like that. I feel like they would stay together just to like prove a point, you know? But no. And Bree was at the pool party talking to Chris, like shooting her shot. Like, how you shooting your shot at this man and you got a whole fiance? Like, what are you doing? What are you doing? So, like I said, I feel like she just setting Connor up for failure. She knows she don't want that man, but she's in it now, okay? And then we're gonna get to Devontae and Brittany. Okay, so they didn't show their house tour yet, but they showed them moving in together, I guess. And I don't know, I kind of feel like it was scripted. I feel like their lines were fake. Because per the last episodes, well, it could be the way they edit the show, right? Okay. But I'm going to just go off what I seen. I mean, yeah, you think the whole show is scripted? Damn. But like, you know, for fun. Okay, for fun. All right. So, I just feel like I don't think the show is scripted. I feel like it's edited a certain way. Okay, so, you know, actually, earlier today, I watched an interview of Tyler and Kia, the two black girls on the first episodes. And they said they cut out a lot of parts and they put things that did not happen, like, one after another. Like, you know, say she went to the pod, but Kia was in the room talking, whatever. Like, I don't know. They basically edited it in different ways or whatever. So to make it look a certain way. So, and it's like, I get it. It's for the show. It's reality TV. I get it. But I'm going to go off what I see. I don't give a damn. Okay. So Devontae and Brittany, I feel like the last episodes, they really wasn't like, they wasn't really kicking it like that. They wasn't really feeling each other like that. You feel me? And now, coming on this episode, he's more like emotional supportive. And I totally forgot, I didn't even mention that his grandfather died while he was in the pods. And he didn't even leave to go to his grandfather's funeral. He stayed. So I guess that was the reason why he was so like distant from her or whatever. I guess that was his excuse. I don't want to say excuse, but that was his reasoning on why he was acting the way he was. And he was like, you know, I don't always act like this, and trying to make her feel better and trying to comfort her, giving her hugs, and she's crying. Okay, whatever. Next morning, you know, they move in together. They're in the bed, they're talking, and she's like, yeah, I like, you know, the good communication. And he's like, yeah, I appreciate your communication as well. And I'm like, do y'all really? Y'all lying because y'all was just saying, she was just saying how you don't talk to her. And you was just saying how she always want somebody to keep validating her and this and that. It's like, is y'all lying right now? Like, y'all really in that bed lying? Okay, cool. I don't know what that was. I didn't like that exchange. It just seemed fake to me. Like, it's like all of a sudden everything was good. Like, really? Was it really good? I don't know. I don't know. So before we get to the other house tours, Vic and Christine, like, I was trying to figure out, where are they? Like, they didn't show them at all, like, until towards the end of the episode. So they didn't show them moving in together. They didn't show no house tour from them. I'm hoping in episode 8 they will show that, you know, but like, the first thing that they did show, he went to meet her mom. And I'm like, damn, did they move in yet? Like, what the hell? So Vic went to meet Christine's mom, and her mother seems very sweet. She's very curious. You know, she has a lot of questions. I feel like she was just curious, like, how did you get this black man? And this is the girl you picked? Did y'all pick each other? Did y'all know? How did y'all find out? Like, how did y'all figure this out? Like, she just had so many questions. She went into like a whole trauma dump. Okay, she started telling Vic about Christine's father, how he was like a bad guy, he was a jerk, and all this stuff. Basically shining light on Christine's daddy issues. Okay, that's what and that made me feel like, okay, Christine's mother, I don't think she really trusts men. Okay, and it may be hard for her to like trust and respect men based on her experience. And I'm like, I hope she's not projecting that on her daughter, you know? But aside from that, okay, I feel like Vic was being very charming with his mother. That was cute. And also I can tell that Christine's mother is very religious, okay? Because that was like the first thing that she talked about with her mother, like, oh, you know, I didn't want to bring up God, but he brought up God first. So, you know, I love his, like, I don't even know if she said spirituality or religion. I don't even know if she said that, but I feel like that was her selling point to her mom. Like, hey, listen, he believes in God like us. Like he's a Christian like us, or I don't even know their religion, but he believes in God like us, Mom. Like, that's why I picked him. Like, he's a good guy. Like, he has to be a good guy because he believes in the Lord, you know? But I feel like the mother was being more open once Vic was like charming her, like, oh yeah, your daughter has a big heart and I know she gets it from her mother. And it's like, how you know? Okay, whatever. And she's like, oh, really? So she was just eating it all up. And I feel like Christine too, or she just wants to make her mother proud, like, at the end of the day. Like, whether she really has a genuine connection with Vic or not, I feel like she just wanted to make her mother proud. And I feel like she got that moment. The mother was accepting of Vic. And she even said, she was like, I thought he was hot. I laughed out loud because, child, you like black men too? Don't tell me you like black men too, girl. But okay. I didn't like the comment though when she first met him. And she was saying, like, I don't see how someone with your education would do something like this. And she's like, well, I'm not saying you're dumb if you get on one of these shows, but I'm just saying, like, with your background, I just didn't know that you or my daughter would do something like this. And it's like, girl, what? Why would you say that? What is that supposed to mean? Like, girl, what? But okay, anyways. So she probably was a little judgy. She was trying hard not to be, but she was giving, like, she was a little judgy. She was trying to hide it. Okay. All right, moving on. So, house tour. Amber and Jordan. So, Amber goes over to Jordan's house, and I feel like he's living like a normal single man, okay? Nothing too spectacular about his house, you know. He had a man cave. He had like a regular bed, regular living, like nothing extravagant going on. Or I do feel like, though, once they went to her house, like, her house was more of a home, okay? Jordan's house was like a bachelor's pad. She bought her home for her and her daughter to stay temporarily, but she done put so much work into it, she doesn't want to move. And that started to be a conversation on Jordan basically saying, like, well, I do want to live closer to the city because I got shit going on over there. And I don't want to live this far. So he was like, you know, if we were to get married, I would want to have our own home together, like a whole fresh new start together. And she's like, yeah. And she's like, yeah, we could rent out this house or whatever. So like, I did like their conversation and how willing they were to like compromise and figure out different ways and options on how they can bring their two lives together versus one kind of like versus somebody being like, oh no, I don't want to move and I don't want to do that. Like, they were really compromising and trying to figure it out and understand how they can make it work. I really like that. I feel like they do have an authentic connection, and yeah, they were cute. All right. So I do kind of feel like Amber and Drew, I do kind of feel like they're going to say yes at the altar. That's right now. I feel like that things could change by next episode. Okay. Next we got Connor and Bree. So Bree goes to Connor's house, and again, normal bachelor pad. But she referred to his house as like a frat house, which it kind of did look like that. It did look like some young 20-year-olds was living there. Not gonna lie. But I do feel like Bree was picking at him, like everything, like, oh, you wash your dishes, oh, you do this and oh this and oh that, like, oh really, like seriously, like look what's in your fridge, and oh, you have a game set up and then your work area, and I can see, like, it was just she irritates me, okay. But I feel like she was trying to find things like not to like about him, or trying to find something wrong. Okay, because that's the thing. That's why I said she's setting him up for failure, because she doesn't really like him. So it's like you're trying to find things that you don't like and tell him about it. So then what? Like, if you don't want to deal with this guy, tell him that. Just be upfront about it. Don't just keep picking at him, and it's kind of like bullying him in a way. Like, girl, what? And then I feel like I caught a facial expression when she was talking about something, and he was like, because it's like, bitch, what? Like, why are you so extra critical of my home? Like, is it that deep? Is it that bad? Like, I mean, he wasn't, let me think. Was it dirty? I think he had a guest room that was kind of messy. Yes, that was messy. But my thing is too, like, was it a guest room or was it a roommate room? That what I'm trying to get to, okay? But anyways, Bree sees how immature he is by, you know, his home. And also, okay, so for his front door, he had like you know, one of those hooks that you just put in the hole, you just drop it in the hole, it go like this. You take it out to unlock it. He had one of those hooks to lock his front door. And he like, yeah, that's how I lock my door. And she like, you're not serious. It reminded me of that scene. It reminded me of that interview with Ray J, and he was saying how his glasses is unbreakable. And Speedy was like, Ray J, I could break them glasses. Like, you're not, like, you're serious? Like, he's like, no, they're unbreakable. They're unbreakable. So he gets the glasses and he's like, broke them immediately. So just like that, he like, okay, go outside, open the door. Bree go outside. She, boom, she about to break the lining of the door. She about to break that off. He like, oh, he like so surprised. He acting so dumb. Like, did you really think that would stop intruders from getting in? That little latch thing, you thought that was gonna just lock up the place? So that's why it was given like, this home looks like it's a shared home. Like, you share this with roommates or something, or you and your friends just come here to do it. Like, you just stay here occasionally. You know, it didn't give like, okay, this is like his home. I don't know. All right, so moving on. Ooh, moving on. So far, the only people who got to meet parents was Vic meeting Christine's mom, and then we're going to get to Ashley and Alex. Save the best for last. Okay. So, let me see. Did they go to each other's house? No, we didn't get a tour from them, house tour or a move-in date. We didn't get any of that. So, based off Ashley's parents, I can tell she's very spoiled. Ashley's dad was being so hard on Alex, and I don't blame him. And come to find out, Ashley's dad is a lawyer. So he was asking the important questions back to back to back. And Alex was like stuttering a little bit. And with him stuttering, he also was talking fast, or he was answering the questions mad fast. And the one thing that my daddy almost told me was, if somebody talking too fast, they asses is lying. Cause you so quick to answer each question that the dad had, like it won't even look like you taking a moment to think of what he's asking you. You just already have an answer ready, and it's like, yo, lying ass. Okay, anyways. The mom was pretty quiet too. She talked, but like towards the end of their meeting, I guess. The brother, so they met with Ashley's father, mother, and older brother. Okay. And I feel as though Ashley was trying to convince her parents and her family that he was a good guy. Like, Ashley's father must have asked Alex, what did you learn about Ashley? What did you learn about my daughter? He was like, I learned that she makes really good choices. What? What are you talking about? Like, okay. Also he asked about his career. And this right here, I really was confused because he said after COVID-19, I don't know, he must have got some type of check or benefit from that. And he said ever since then, he took that money and just started traveling. So nigga, do you have a job? Do you work? So he was like, okay, well, where do you live? And that was even like up in the air. He was saying like, oh, I lived here, and then I lived here. You know, I'm all over the place. He actually said I'm all over the place, but he was referring to something else. But me, I don't know. I just read between the lines, and that all over the place just stuck with me because that's literally how his life is, all over the place. Alex does not sound like he has a plan for his life. He does not know what he wants to do with his career. He does not know what he wants to do with his living situation. He's just kind of living. Like I said, he's going place to place, fleeing from one state to this state to this state to just live and have these different experiences and just be on the go. Never really settling down. Never really chilling out. Like, I don't know. That's like a red flag to me because it seems like Ashley, she wants to travel, but she also wants a home to come back to, you know? His father had asked him too, like, what did he say? Oh, he was asking about, you know, about his parents, you know, are your parents together? Who is your father figure in your life? And he must have said his grandfather. And he was like, okay, was he married? And he was like, yeah, you know, my grandfather is 67 years old. He's been married for 53 years. He was like, 53 years? There's no way possible that he could be married. He's like, no, for real, he was. He's like, how if he's 67? He's like, well, you know, that's what I've been told since I was younger. That's just always what they told me. And it's like, okay. Somebody lying. And then the father asked him, oh, are you tired of moving? And he says, yeah, I'm tired of I'm tired of moving. No, you're not. You're lying, because just the last episode you was talking about how, oh, you could just move here and start to have a new job and climb your way up to the top and then move here, and you could do this and you could move here and travel here and travel here. But now you tired of moving? Your ass is lying. Your ass lying, okay? Also, he asked him, did he vote for Trump? He said he didn't vote for Trump. He didn't vote at all, okay? But if he would have, he would have voted for Trump, and he's very happy he is in office. I feel like that might be another red flag. I don't know. That might, I just, he was like, I'm very conservative. Oh. Okay. Okay. I'm also getting, I'm acting like I'm doing a reading. But also, Alex was saying how, I just didn't, he was leading a lot with old accomplishments. Like, I made it to the soccer league, and I was going to be this, and I was going to be doing this and this and that. But like, he doesn't have any of those things anymore. If I travel here, I've been here, but he doesn't have a stable home. Oh, I had this type of job, I have this, but he doesn't have a job at all. He just kind of is like, oh, well, if I want to get back into finance, I could. If I want to apply for that, I could, and I can get in there. Like, it was like, okay, so you don't got no job. You just traveling. Oh, that's what he said. He do day trading. The dad asks, okay, well, how much is Bitcoin? How much is Bitcoin right now? He's like, oh, I don't know. I don't know how much it is. I'm like, oh my God. And then at the end of all of this whole conversation, I realized Alex don't got no goddamn plan. He don't got no plan at all, okay? He just going with the flow of life and just wherever the wind blows him, okay? And that is, I feel like, might be a red flag for the father, for the family. And I don't know, I think Ashley also was learning a lot about Alex as they were sitting at the dinner table. I feel like it's a lot of questions she might have not asked, or things that she might have not learned about Alex that he opened up at that dinner table. Also, they did give them good marriage advice. I will say that. And I feel like too, there was a moment where Alex and the father were talking, and Alex started getting like really defensive and kind of like just defensive. And I can tell that the father was getting under his skin, and he was trying to like explain and, oh, well, like have an excuse and have an answer for everything. And it's like, Alex, you're talking too much. Just shut up. Like, just listen, shut up, because you're showing your hand. You're showing your hand. No, you not for this girl at all. And I feel like once they get to the altar, I do believe Alex is going to say no. I think Ashley might say yeah, because she's a little bit ditzy. Okay. Also, at the end of the conversation, the father states that honesty was not Alex's strength. So he basically called him a liar. Like, he knows he's a liar, but he can't get one past him, basically. But I don't see how Ashley, like, she doesn't see it. Like, it's like, girl, do you hear him talking? Do you, like, this man ain't got no home. He ain't got no job. Your dad just figured that out with a few questions. Did that not click to you? You want this to be your husband? All right, girl. All right. No shade. But I don't think he's the one. All right. So right now, the only couple that I have, that I feel like will make it all the way to the end and possibly to the altar to say yes, right now, could be Jordan and Amber. That is the couple that I think may make it. Or okay, I'll give you top 3. Jordan and Amber, Chris and Jessica, and Vic and Christine. But my very first choice is Jordan and Amber. Just because I feel like their connection is more authentic and it's lighthearted. It's not too much pressure. And that's also too, like, when Amber went to Jordan's house, like, she said that, like, you know, I don't need the biggest this. I don't need the biggest house. I don't need all these material things, you know. I just want a good person. I just want a person that loves me at the end of the day. And I feel like that's cute, but I do feel like I feel like there's a fine line of settling and then, you know, wanting simple things in life, you know. And for her, I feel like she does not need to settle. She don't need to settle. I don't know. That's all I'll say for that. Okay, so I did like this episode, but I just don't like the fact that they don't show a lot of clips of Vic and Christine. Like, they showed every couple. Even, okay, I would even say with Devontae and Brittany, they didn't really even show a lot of clips with them. So, that was weird. Because we see Vic and Christine getting really close, and it seems like the love is deep and genuine. But it's like, where are the clips? Where are the evidence of this? Like, we're not seeing conversations. We're not seeing them, you know, when they're alone. What are they talking about? We're not seeing any of this. So I feel like that may be that's one of those connections that they're kind of forcing on the audience. Like this is the one that's gonna make it. This is the one that this is the couple. You know, I just don't know. I don't know. So I think that I'm going to watch episode 8. I don't know if I'm going to split it up like this again, where I watch episode 8 and then review it. I may go through the whole thing, watch it, and then come back and review it. But right now, that is my thoughts. It's a little, I don't know, it's a little scarce for these couples right now. For some of them. I feel like, I don't know, once they go into the home, it tells a lot about the person. Like, it tells a lot about the person. And the parents. I would love to see how, for Jessica and Chris, I would love to see how Chris' parents responds to Jessica, because Jessica is older. She's a she's a doctor, okay, a medical doctor. So it's like, how the hell did you get her? Like, you know, he's a little bit younger, and I don't know. I think he lucked up when he got her. That's what I will say. And I feel like because he lucked up, he not about to try to let that go. He gonna try to hold on to that lady as long as he can, okay? So he gonna do everything right. And see, that's what I'm saying. That's why I think their connection is too good to be true. Like, listen. All right, so I'm gonna go head out of here, and I'll catch whoever's watching on the next video. Like, comment, subscribe to my YouTube. It is Yaya to You, YAYA, the number 2, YOU. This video will be posted on there. Yeah, okay, bye.